All right, we're back. It is Tuesday still. It is April 14th still, I think. Yes. And this is English class. Hopefully, you've seen the language arts video and lesson where I talked a little bit about the story and what to sort of look for. Augie he's in school now for the first time. In school. He went on a tour before, but there weren't students there, and now we get to see how he actually reacts to all these people. I think he's been building this up in his mind for so long that he's just like gripped with fear, jitters, as they say. And so it's interesting to see how it actually happens. I think sometimes we worry about things, and we worry that it's going to be really awful, like a test maybe. Oh, it's going to be so hard, it's going to be really difficult. And then when you get to it, it's maybe not what you were expecting. And sometimes when you worry about things like a test and you think it's going to be really hard and you take it and it is really hard, it's exactly what you were expecting. And it's sometimes hard to predict things like that, especially when it comes to people. Which is, I think, the biggest thing that we get to see in the reading today. And that's a lot of what the questions in English class today talk about, is how other people react to Augie, basically. Who sits next to him? That's a big thing. They sort of get to sit wherever they want at the beginning. And where does he sit? You know, where would you sit? Some people like to sit in the front. Some people don't like to sit in the front. So it's kind of interesting to see how it all happens, because I think you guys can probably think the same way that he does. So when it asks questions like, who sits next to Augie? You know, I find it easy to put myself in his shoes, like sitting there looking around, like, oh, I don't know any of these people. Are they looking at me? And then who sits next to you? Are they being nice by sitting next to you? You see, there's another question. Why did Henry put his backpack on the desk? It's a little thing. He puts his backpack on the desk, but he does it for a reason. And you have to figure out, what is that reason? And is he being nice? So that's all we really have to do, is just answer these questions. Most of them have to talk about how people react to Augie. One of the things that isn't a question that comes up is how the teacher smiles at Augie. He notices things like this. He says, I forget exactly how he says it. Her smile is more genuine, like she really means it. And he compares that to Mrs. Garcia, where when he first met her, she was smiling, but it wasn't like real. It was like fake smiling, like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Okay. You know, not real. I think his teacher, it's like, oh, hello, Augie, it's nice to meet you. So I think how people react to Augie, he's really sensitive to. The teacher, he notices how she smiles. So there's a lot of details in this part of the story, which is why I think it took a little bit longer, and why I'm still talking about it, was because there's a lot in there. And I'm sure you guys notice things like this. You probably noticed things that I didn't notice. So yeah, let's just try these questions, and then if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, yeah, keep up the good work, guys. I'll see you.